Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made my extreme slider shoes with extreme sparks. And the cool thing about these is that they're removable, so you can use them with almost any type of shoe. Thanks to my friend David, me and him came up with the most coolest idea to make these work. And they are very easy, so without further ado, let's start it. Alright, sorry about the mess behind me, but these are the shoes I'm going to be using. These are running shoes. You can use Vans and any skate shoe you like, but these are ones that I'm using for my slider shoes. And then I have these steel toes that I'm going to be using. But then, like I said, it's going to be like removable, and I'll show you how the idea me and my friend came up with. Shout out to David, hell yeah. So we found this piece on Amazon. It's what do you call it? It's literally a steel toe in here. Originally we were thinking about digging out the steel toe, but we need this extra protection as well. But you could always do that. But basically we have this. It's like a strap. It's pullable. Put it around the shoe, so you could always like use pretty much any shoe that you kind of care about, I guess. But still, I would go with just running shoes. But obviously I wouldn't use your Jordans unless you really have no choice and don't care. But what we would do, sorry about that mess still, we would put a steel toe, glue it onto that, and then also this, check this out. So this part is a little rubbery, but I think it should be okay, hopefully. But we're gonna add a couple of the flints down here so you can get the sparks as well. So this whole piece will be removable. You don't really have to tape it much, just a little bit, just to be extra stable, but you know, it's removable. You can always just keep your shoes for running, for other exercise, and at the same time you could also make it usable for sliding. So thanks to David and me, we came up with this really brilliant idea. So let's start by gluing the toe caps on. And obviously for the glue, we're going to be using E6000, the #1 glue for slider gear. So we're going to be using that. Alright, and also so for the flints, we're going to have to do what I did for the gloves, where I shave a side down where it's kind of like even and flat, so you're able to glue it onto the shoe. So basically what I just do, I just scrape it until it gets flat. So it might take a while. Wear gloves if you have to. I'm personally fine. And then maybe try to get some of the coating off at the same time, but it shouldn't be too bad. But to make a side as flat as possible on 4 of them, and then you're able to use them 2 under shoes. So yeah. Alright, and now we're just simply going to grab the sides that are flat, and then we're going to glue them on like that on both of them, sideways like this. And try to leave them separate from each other, so then you can just glue them out like that. And if you don't know how to glue them, you just put a dab of E6000 on the side that's flat, and then you hold it, and then just hold it there for like about 20-30 seconds, let go, and then you would coat around it E6000 around the flint, so you can get an extra hold on the sides. So I ran into a couple of issues. First off, my material is really bad. It's like this like rubber thing, I don't know, but see how it turns green? I don't know if that means that's not sticking well, because even this one's still like wobbly, even though it's like glued on. It takes a whole while. But honestly, if you have this kind of material or this kind of issue, just try to fit them as best as you can and just hope that they glue on. See, like this one, I can only put one because the other one just flew right off. And then I was thinking about attaching one here on this side, but it's a little bent, and when it stays bent, it will not go back to its original spot. So see, this one I can't even put it on. Oh shoot, sorry, put it on the shoe just to like test it, but this is how it would look going around the shoe. But let's see. So if I were to like put this on, you see it's not even gonna sit on flat, and that's a problem. It has to sit on flat as possible, or else some parts are not gonna get glued. You could always like you know, pull it up so it evens out, but it's not gonna work. So in my case, I'm just gonna have to glue them on to the way it could be evenly possible. So yeah, even that little gap might be difficult. So I just have to find the right spot to glue them on. But yours is like a different material. Maybe it is, maybe it's not even leather here. Because this is the ones that I found that worked best, but I'm not sure there are any ones out there, but this is my idea, you know, that I wanted to do. It's removable steel toes with Sparks. So I'm just gonna have to like maybe glue this down this way, which might work actually. So yeah, I say this might be better. Let's glue them on this way instead of that way. Forgive me. Trial and error. Alrighty, here are the slider shoes that I made for this year, all finished up. As you can see how they go around, they pretty much just strap around with an elastic. So, and then yeah, the steel toes, obviously I gotta use them so that I can peel off this black coat. Yes, they are different on the bottoms. I was just trying to find the best way to do it. See, sideways and this other way. It should work still. I don't see why it wouldn't. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, maybe you guys have a better material where it could stick better, because it was such a pain to glue this on. It seems simple, but it's not. And you can see the material is kind of weird because it turned the glue green for some reason. I don't even know. But yeah, even this one, you could kind of see it's kind of green. Yeah. But yes, these are my slider shoes. Sparking slider shoes, extreme. And yeah, you can pretty much take them off. That's the point of it, you know. So if you're not sliding, you're using like a shoe that you're kind of, you know, you still kind of like, you know, you could just take this on and off. I wouldn't slide in Jordans though. I tend to wear a lot of Jordans, but no way I'm gonna ever slide in those. Probably can, but I don't think it's a risk of damaging it since it has this, but still, you know. Just go with like running shoes, skater shoes. It's the thing that's, you know, good for sliding, you know. So yeah, these are the removable slider toe caps. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that, and let me know what you guys think of this idea. I don't know who else would think about the removable slider toe tips. So what do you guys think? Let me know. See ya.